Question number 8, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Police and asks, is she satisfied with police numbers in New Zealand?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, yes, and I'm very proud that since 2009 this government has boosted the annual police budget by $200 million to increase police numbers by 600 to a record 8,907 sworn officers.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, does the Minister think that the 90,000 residents of Rodney should be satisfied with current police numbers when the resolution rates for break-in and entering homes currently sits at 14%?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, I have a tremendous amount of empathy for victims of burglaries, and under this government, burglaries have actually reduced from 60,000 in 2010 to 52,000 last year. Police are making resolutions of burglaries a priority, and they want to ensure that they continue to reduce the number. I support them in that.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
Oh, sorry, Mr Speaker. Point of order.
Point of order, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. With the help of the Ombudsman, could I seek leave to table the Police Official Information Act reply we received dated the 15th of December 2015, which details the number of police on duty over April 2015 in towns throughout New Zealand.
Can you just assure me this is not publicly available?
No, this is not publicly available.
I'll put the leave sought to table that particular information. Is there any objection? There is none. It can be tabled.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
Thank you. What contact has the Minister received from members of the Rodney Local Board about the activities of the Hells Angels in Kumeu and Helensville, and does she believe the police have adequate numbers to deal with this situation?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr Speaker, I can't recall actually having heard from the members of the Rodney Local Board in relation to it, but I can tell the member that this government takes organised crime extremely seriously, and the members of the Hells Angels and other ridiculous gangs are involved in very serious criminal activities, and we have a plan to crack down on them.
Supplementary question, Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister, would it concern the Minister to hear comments from a police officer saying there are now over 70 high-ranking gang members who have taken up residence in Kumeu and Helensville as a direct result of police under-resourcing, and that gangs are now looking at the police spread of officers and are moving into areas with low numbers?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Well, Mr Speaker, yes, that would concern me, and I would also therefore like to hear that that member would belatedly support the search and surveillance powers that this government pushed through with the ACT Party for the New Zealand Police. Unfortunately, that member didn't support them.
Order. Order. Supplementary question, David Seymour.
Is the Minister aware that members of New Zealand First objected to Parliament debating my three strikes burglary bill just last week?
I'll allow the question insofar as his ministerial responsibility to be aware of that issue here in this Parliament. The Honourable Judith Collins.
Well, Mr Speaker, having been in Parliament on that day, yes, I am aware of that.
Question